Good morning, I'm Kevin McQuiston, and this is the third installment of the Cab Chronicles. It is Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, and I was thinking about commerce and wanted to talk about some of the most entrepreneurial people that I deal with, and that is women in the sex trade, call girls, prostitutes, strippers. In our area in Philadelphia, there is King of Prussia, which is a suburb to the west, and known for King of Prussia Mall, the second largest mall in America. And there's a fair amount of pharmaceutical companies and industrial complexes around the mall, but there are 5 or 6 hotels near the mall. And these girls come into town typically for a week to 10 days. They book all of their clients ahead of time, most of the time through a website called eros.com, but a lot of times through Craigslist. And they will be here for a week, week and a half, and then they move on to the next city. They typically go out on the road for about 90 days at a time, which is that's a heck of a tour. And they're really pretty interesting. They typically work in pairs. A lot of times they're romantically involved in together, the girls are, but they're working the straight hetero sex trade. They work, rain or shine. I drove a girl, Wendy, for about 4 days, and all she would do was go from the hotel to the drugstore and back because she had the flu. And after a while, I felt really bad for her, and said, it's gotta be really rough to do what you do when you're feverish and congested, and it's just gotta suck. And she said, you have no idea. They're kind of interesting. They range from good looking to scary. They all are really tough. They kind of have a hard candy shell that seems impenetrable. They're kind of weird. They are. Once you learn some of the buzzwords, then they can tell that you're okay, that you're cool. Then they kind of warm up to you. I have never ever accepted or wanted any kind of compensation for my cab other than cash. I don't think I've ever been offered compensation other than cash, so that works out pretty good. I drove a Ukrainian call girl for a little while, for a few days, and she wanted me to come drive for her full time. She was like, I like you, you're nice, you come drive for me. And I was in a relationship at the time, and I didn't think that was a good idea to be the private driver of a call girl. Didn't think I could incur that kind of karmic debt. They, I don't know, they're pretty interesting. I drove a stripper. We have a strip club in the suburbs called Seventh Heaven. It's in an area called Conshohocken. We also call it the Conshohocken Ballet. And I had picked up a girl, Destiny, who works there at the end of her shift, and she was like, can I request you? And I said, sure. And I went to pick her up another time. A few days later, walked in, told the bouncer I was there to pick up Destiny, and he pointed me toward the bar. And as I got to the bar, one of the other girls started to work me, hey baby, blah blah blah. And I just said, hey, I'm just a cab driver. I'm here to pick up Destiny. And she goes, oh, you're Kevin. I was like, yeah. And she goes, oh, hey, you want a beer? You cool? You want a cup of coffee? Something? And she immediately quit treating me like a civilian, which was really kind of cool. And the call girls are that way too. They're once you kind of gain their confidence and they realize you don't want anything from them and you're all right, you're not going to knife them or anything, they'll treat you as something other than a civilian. In fact, one of the things I'm proudest of in my cab career is I actually made a call girl blush, which I didn't think was possible to do. But I had driven these two girls from Tennessee. In fact, I still get texts on my phone that say hookers from Tennessee, because whenever they're in town, they want to go have a drink, which is kind of cool. The girls, once they realize you're cool, will, want to hang out, not anything else. Just, they're in a strange town and they don't know anybody, and when they meet somebody cool, more than likely they'll say, hey, let's, go get a drink or something, hang out. So these two girls from Tennessee, these two prostitutes from Tennessee, one of them was scary, didn't have any teeth, kind of looked kind of like a witch, and the other one was kind of short and stocky, kind of looked like a softball playing lesbian, little fire plug of a girl, kind of cute though, short hair. And so I'd driven them around all day long, took them to a cool diner that they wanted to get some food, took them shopping, and as I'm dropping them off at the hotel, I'm carrying the little one's bags. And we'd been joking and laughing, and I said to her as I was setting the bag down, I said, I know you're working and all that. I said, but if you weren't working, I definitely would have swooped on you. And she turned beet red. And she looked at her friend and looked back at me and she goes, you made me blush. And I was like, that's pretty cool. Anytime you can make a call girl blush, that's a pretty good thing. So Black Friday had me thinking about how hard people in the sex trade work. And I'm a feminist. Your body, your choice. I think that's, I support that. But man, no way. Driving a cab and being a rock star is a hard enough gig for me. So I wanted to say thanks for tuning in to the Cab Chronicles Part 3, and laugh and flow.